I've lived in Stoke all my life. My granddad and my dad worked in the potteries. Most of my friends' dads worked in the mines or the steelworks, but that's mostly gone now.
I don't know what I'll do when I leave school. Probably just have to leave. Just find a job. Unless somebody does something.
In history, they tell us about how important this area used to be, but there's not much sign of it now. It's important to get things going again, I think.
By 1800, North Staffordshire was the biggest producer of pottery in the world.
Massive canal and rail building programmes helped transport pottery and steel all over Britain and the world. Dozens of mines were opened to provide coal to fire the pottery kilns.
As industries expanded, more and more people were needed to work in the factories. Towns like Burslem, Newcastle and Hanley just kept on growing until they all joined up into one big industrial area, which has a population of almost 330,000 today.
But in the last 40 years, much of the old industry has declined or gone completely. Just look what happened to the mines.
In 1971, 9,000 people worked in the tyre industry. Now only 1,000 work here, and most of them work in offices. Sad, isn't it? And in 1841, the Shelton Iron and Steel Company opened up here. At one time, it covered the whole valley down to Festival Park.
Pottery is still a really important industry, but in 1938, half of all the working population had jobs in the potteries.
When I was born, there were 285 pottery factories around here. Now there are less than 100.
Thousands of houses have been built near the factories for the workers. As the factories closed, many people moved away from those houses. As the sites became derelict, no one wanted to live there. My guy and granddad watched it all happen.
Because of that, there are now 6,000 empty houses in North Staffordshire, and house prices are very low. In some areas, people move on so often, no one knows their neighbors anymore. Trouble is, when a place starts to get run down, other problems come along, like crime and vandalism.
But it's no good just moaning about it, is it? That won't make anything better.
We've got a real chance to start putting things right here in North Staffordshire.
We need to grab it while we can. It'll give us all a better future.
In April 2002, the government announced a new funding programme to help rundown areas of Britain tackle their housing problems. Problems which just create further social and economic decline. The schemes are called Housing Market Renewal Pathfinders, and North Staffordshire is one of them. It takes in Stoke-on-Trent, Newcastle-under-Lyme and the Biddulph area of Staffordshire Moorlands. They've called it Renew North Staffordshire, and the director is Brendan Nevin.
Hi.
So what's Renew going to do?
We're seeking to massively improve the quality of life and the environment for the people of North Staffordshire, and that includes your generation and the generations which will follow.
So how are you going to do that?
Certainly not on my own. My job is to get as many organisations as possible working together in partnership to change things for the better. These partnerships with the people who live here and with the organisations that work here are absolutely vital. Renew North Staffordshire is not about a new street here or another bus service there. It's a sustained long-term joined-up programme to make living and working around here a lot better.
So, what do you mean joined up?
There's no point in building better houses if there are no buses or schools. There's no point in having better shops if there are no jobs. Improvements have to fit together like the pieces of a jigsaw. That means we've got to talk to each other to find out what we need.
Which are the most important bits?
Building better homes and creating better neighbourhoods for people to live and raise their families in the areas where they want to. Giving people the type of homes they want, whether to rent or to buy. Making sure that local people are really involved in the plans and the final decisions. But most importantly, creating communities that people want to move to, want to work in and enjoy living in. In case you're thinking these are empty promises, look around you. Plenty of work has already begun.
This is Dr. Ita O'Donovan on the left. She's the council manager of Stoke-on-Trent City Council.
And she's talking to Felix Harley, Chief Executive of Newcastle-under-Lyme Borough Council.
Although everywhere in North Staffordshire will benefit from housing market renewal, there are 4 areas where we're already talking to local people and making plans. These are at Hanley, Middleport, Nutton and Crossheath, which have the potential to be thriving modern communities, and Mere, where, as we all know, there is the opportunity to make a sustainable residential neighbourhood.
All of these areas could be great places to live. We want to make the most of the canal and our open spaces. We want to encourage employers to believe in North Staffordshire. We are determined to work together to reduce crime, to improve educational and health standards, and to offer all our young people a better future.
My dad said we've heard all this sort of stuff before.
And nothing ever happens.
So what makes this scheme any different?
I know. Let's ask
Brendan!
Wait. So why is this scheme going to be any different?
I understand why you've asked that question, but this time it really is going to be different. Central government have decided that problems like ours need really big solutions. The money has already been set aside for the Pathfinder projects, £500 million for the first 3 years. This will be the biggest single regeneration project ever seen in North Staffordshire, and it's up to us all to prove that we can do it.
That's why it's so important to be part of all these changes.
So please, don't just sit back. Get involved. Have your say.
And together, we'll be able to renew North Staffordshire.